The term game-changer is thrown around far too often in the filmmaking community. But when we look back at the original Sony FX3, it undeniably shifted the paradigm of independent and commercial production. It offered a tool that stripped away the bulk of traditional cinema rigs while retaining the pristine image quality that high-end clients demand. Now, the landscape has evolved. Delivery formats are fracturing across horizontal, vertical, and square platforms, and rival manufacturers have closed the technological gap. Sony is fully aware of this shifting tide. Based on a series of highly credible supply chain leaks and recent patent filings, their response is the FX3 Mark II. This is not going to be a minor firmware update in a new chassis, it is shaping up to be a definitive counteroffensive designed to reclaim the top spot in the compact cinema market. Welcome to TechVibe. Today, we are analyzing the verified rumors, the projected specifications, and the exact reasons why the Sony FX3 Mark II might fundamentally alter your production workflow. If you value staying at the forefront of camera technology, ensure you are subscribed, and let us examine the facts. To understand where the FX3 Mark II is heading, we have to look at the limitations of the current model. The primary bottleneck for commercial filmmakers right now is the 12-megapixel sensor. While it is legendary for low-light performance, it restricts the camera to standard 16:9 4K recording. In today's market, production houses are required to deliver master files for television or YouTube alongside high-resolution vertical cuts for social media marketing. The current workflow forces you to either compromise your framing or shoot everything twice. The most substantial and verified rumors surrounding the FX3 Mark II is a brand new 24-megapixel backside illuminated stack sensor. This increase in resolution is not about marketing hype, it is about unlocking true 6K open-gate recording. For a US or European production crew, open-gate is the single most valuable asset a camera can possess right now. It means the camera captures utilizing the entire 3:2 aspect ratio of the full-frame sensor. You frame your subject once, and in post-production, you have the latitude to extract a perfect native 4K horizontal master and a flawless high-resolution vertical crop without losing any critical data or optical characteristics. This feature alone drastically reduces time on set and streamlines the post-production pipeline, effectively saving production companies thousands of dollars per project. Naturally, the moment you mention a higher megapixel count, cinematographers worry about low-light performance. The original FX3 is renowned for its ability to see in the dark, utilizing a dual-base ISO system. However, industry insiders indicate that the new 24-megapixel sensor utilizes a dual-layer transistor pixel architecture. This revolutionary design separates the photodiodes and pixel transistors onto different layers, dramatically increasing the light-gathering capability of each pixel. Because of this, the FX3 Mark II is expected to not only match the low-light capabilities of its predecessor but surpass it. We are looking at a potential triple-base ISO configuration. This would provide exceptionally clean signal-to-noise ratios at base ISOs of 800, 4000, and potentially an ultra-high sensitivity mode of 12800, delivering pristine shadows and preserving highlight roll-off even in the most compromised lighting environments. Another major discussion point has been the potential inclusion of a global shutter, similar to what Sony introduced in the A9 III. However, credible sources strongly suggest Sony is bypassing the global shutter for the FX3 Mark II, and for a very good reason. While global shutters completely eliminate rolling shutter artifacts, they currently come with a significant penalty to base dynamic range. For a dedicated cinema camera, dynamic range is paramount. Instead, the highly optimized stack sensor in the upcoming Mark II will feature readout speeds so incredibly fast that rolling shutter will be virtually imperceptible to the human eye, even during rapid panning or fast action sequences. This allows Sony to maintain the celebrated 15+ stops of dynamic range that colorists and directors of photography rely on. Moving beyond the sensor, the autofocus system is receiving a generational leap. The FX3 Mark II will integrate Sony's dedicated AI processing unit alongside the latest Bion's XR engine. The current autofocus is excellent, but this new AI chip transforms the camera from a passive recording device into an active production assistant. It utilizes deep learning neural networks for advanced human pose estimation. This means the camera recognizes the skeletal structure of your subject. If a person turns their back to the camera, puts on a hat, or walks behind an obstruction, the camera mathematically predicts their trajectory and maintains perfect focus. For solo operators, documentary filmmakers, and gimbal operators, this absolute reliability allows you to focus entirely on composition and storytelling rather than worrying about a ruined take due to a focus hunt. Physically, the chassis is undergoing refinements to support professional environments. Heat management is critical, especially when pushing 6K data rates. The Mark II will feature an enlarged, hyper-efficient internal cooling fan, guaranteeing unlimited recording times in any climate, a non-negotiable feature for long-form interviews and live event coverage. But the most highly anticipated physical rumor involves the potential integration of an electronic variable ND filter. Sony has successfully engineered this technology into their larger FX6 and FX9 models, and recent patent filings suggest they have found a way to miniaturize the mechanism for smaller bodies. If the FX3 Mark II includes a built-in electronic ND, it instantly obsoletes every other mirrorless camera on the market. The ability to smoothly adjust exposure while locking in your aperture and shutter speed, without threading filters onto the front of your lens, is the ultimate holy grail for run-and-gun cinematography. Furthermore, audio capture is getting a definitive upgrade. The digital audio interface on the new proprietary top handle is heavily rumored to support 32-bit float internal recording. In professional environments, audio clipping is a disaster that can ruin an otherwise perfect shot. 32-bit float captures an astronomical dynamic range of sound. Whether your subject drops to a faint whisper or suddenly projects a loud shout, the audio simply will not clip. You can normalize the levels flawlessly in post-production. It essentially acts as a raw format for your audio, providing absolute peace of mind during unpredictable live recordings. Regarding the release timeline and market positioning, supply chain movements suggest a formal announcement is imminent, likely scheduled for late Q3 or early Q4. Because this camera is integrating significant technological advancements, including open gate capabilities, a completely new sensor architecture, and an AI processing engine, we should expect an adjustment in pricing. Industry analysts project the body-only price to land between $3,900 and $4,200. For the amateur shooter, that is a steep investment. But for the working professional, the return on investment is immediate. The time saved through open gate framing, the reliability of AI autofocus, and the safety net of 32-bit float audio make this a tool that will actively generate revenue. The upcoming release of the FX3 Mark II is a clear signal that Sony intends to maintain its dominance in the professional compact cinema space. It is a mature, highly calculated upgrade designed to solve the very real problems that working filmmakers face every single day. The question is no longer whether you need to upgrade, but rather how quickly you can integrate this new technology into your production pipeline. What are your thoughts on the transition to a higher megapixel sensor for open gate, and is the electronic ND filter a necessity for your workflow? Share your professional insights in the comments section below. We actively engage with our community's perspectives. Thank you for dedicating your time to TechVibe today. Keep innovating, keep pushing the boundaries of your craft, and we will see you in the next analysis.